possible.
They'll look to throw here on first down. And now here's another interception. Picked up by Foyesade and Hurricane. 30. 10. And he takes this one back into the end zone. And the Eagles defense gets a pick.
Play a fumble. That's fantastic.
Second and 11. Got a man and he hits him in stride. And into the end zone. Touchdown, Pittsburgh.
Of our class, and we just started imagining like a Hispanic Super Bowl for some reason. So we're like, El Los Angeles Ramos and the Cincinnati Bengals, El Super Bowl.
My dude took a terrible angle. Right?
I know. I don't blame him. I'm getting sad right now. What the fuck?
Like, I don't know what's happening.
I have no time to throw because Brian Burns is like cheese, dude.
I don't know, dude.
So cover 3 is going to be really one of the more common coverages that you're going to run into in JFL games. It's very popular coverage because it does the run and the pass pretty well. It doesn't, in my opinion, really excel at either of them. Reason why it does good against the run, as you can see, you've got 7, 8 guys, in the box by the line of scrimmage, and then you're going to have 3 deep defenders, as you know. Safety's going to have the deep third, corner's going to have the deep third, corner's going to have the deep third. The 2 linebackers are going to have hook zones, and then the safety and the slot corner right here in the nickel formation are going to have a curl flat zone. Now that can be made a hard flat, that can be made drop a little bit deeper. That's where coaching adjustments matter based on who you're playing, down and distance, what you think they're going to do, blah blah blah. We're just going to kind of work on the basics of cover 3. We're not going to really go into cover 3 buzz and all those things because the coverage works the same. The alignment and the responsibilities just change for the defenders, right? So for cover 3, we went over the duties of each defender, right? And so when do I like to run cover 3? In real life, and keep in mind this is a video game. It's not always going to perfectly reflect how things work in real life. In real life, these corners are going to be a lot better. You may have a corner who has watched a lot of film that week and knows that the curl from the receiver is coming. Maybe they're not afraid to get beat deep by that receiver, so they're not dropping as deep, and they're going to jump the curl routes and cover it up. But on the game, this is what we're going to talk about on the game. We're just going to take real life concepts and apply them to the game. When I like to run cover 3, it's really good on early downs, in my opinion, because most people want to run the ball on early downs. It's a very smart strategy. If you just get 4 yards on 1st and 10, you technically win that down based on analytics, which is 40% on first down, 40% of the yardage on first down. So if you can just get 4 yards on first down, you win the down. 2nd and 6, you can really get to work with a lot of different things. So I do like cover 3 on first down to take away a run play. The problem is it does require a little bit for it to really be effective. You got to get in a game and you got to play your opponent and you got to start figuring out what they want to do. So most people do not want to throw it down the field, especially on 1st and 10, because then they end up in 2nd and 10, and that's a lot harder to it's harder to be successful if you're always in 2nd and 10. So for me, I'm going to hard flat a cover 3 a lot early. That way I take away the short throws, and then with my linebackers, I'm going to try to take away their second option. So what they're going to look for second. By then, usually your pass rush is going to get home. The job of your defense is to force the quarterback on a passing play. You want to make them hold it as long as you can. You're not really looking for interceptions. If you get them with your user backer, great. But I'm going to force probably more punts than everybody else is going to force. I'm going to win more games than everybody else is going to win because of how I play defense, which is I'm going to make you hold the ball. I'm going to take away the run game. I'm not going to let you run the ball. And then I'm going to score, and you're going to kick field goals. And that's because I'm going to force everything underneath me, and that's how I'm going to play. And so that's how I'm trying to teach everybody to play. Force throws underneath you, come up, rally, tackle, go for the user script, things of that nature. Early downs, though. I like cover 3 on early downs. And then I like the different versions of cover 3 on later downs, so like a 3rd and 10. Running some match coverage to kind of give the defense a different look. Running a cover 3 buzz where the safety's actually going to do the mid-hook zone and one of the linebackers is going to go to the hard flat, just so pre-snap it looks different than a normal cover 3. Because for the most part, if it's 3rd and long, I'm going to tell you what's going to happen on this. People are going to send this guy on a seam route, and they're going to try to throw that ball in between, right? And so a little bit harder to do versus cover 3 sky because that curl flat defender is getting depth. In a match coverage, that's actually going to be a seam flat defender, and so he's not going to get beat on the seam route. And so that's why it's good not just to run one type of cover 3. You do want to mix them in. But early downs, yeah, I'll run this. I will run man because they are set up very similar, and you can't really tell till after the ball is snapped what someone's in. And that's the key to it, right? You want to confuse the defenders or the offense as much as possible by making everything look the same, making everything look different, making things look like one thing and then it being something else. And so, yeah, I mean, and out of any defense really. So I came out here in more of a spread shotgun set, and so I'm gonna come out in nickel. If they were to come out in a 2 tight end set, even if it was from gun, I would debate maybe being in more of a base defense with another linebacker on the field. It just kind of depends who you're playing, what their tendencies are, and stuff like that. And you'll figure that out as the game goes along. But really, your job on 1st and 10, in my opinion, is to not let them run the ball, make them throw it. Try to make them throw it downfield and force an incompletion, or try to make them throw a 2-yard pass and come up and tackle. Those are really the best bets outside of, sure, like a fumble or an interception or a sack. So we had some of our guys text in some questions, and so we're going to go over them. Now. So my man Travis, I kind of went over the different versions of cover 3 and things of that nature, right? And so how do I call coverage based on formation? Well, it's not really based a lot on formation so much as it is based on the down and distance. Now, if I'm playing somebody, for example, I'll give a famous example. Everybody's horrified to run cover 2 against me, and then that trickled down to against Christian, and then against anybody who came out in Eagles trips, right? Everybody's afraid to run cover 2 because of Packer Smash, which is going to get your number one receiver in the slot running a seam route versus cover two. And it's usually a touchdown most of the time. So, yes, I will kind of learn. That's what the first quarter is for me in most user games, is I'm learning what the person likes to do. And then in the second quarter, I attack, and games are usually over by then. So, I think one of the issues that people get caught up in is they're so worried about plays, like, oh, I have these plays, and then after the first quarter, their plays have run out, right? And that's why it's not about plays, it's about concepts. That's why running the ball is so important. You can just line up and run the ball, and you need to have multiple ways to run the ball. You can't just run inside zone. You need to be able to run power, base, draw, blast, dive, stretch, toss, jet sweep, use the misdirection, things like that. Like, you need to be able to do more than just run inside zone out of shotgun, because it's not going to work. You're not going to win doing that. And so, yeah, as the game wears on, I will adapt my calls. I will figure out what people are doing. That's why it's so much fun that, games are streamed, right? Because that gives the real life example of, you have film on somebody. And I don't go in and watch people's games and stuff, but like rewatch them after they've already happened, unless somebody has like a specific question and they're like, hey, I need help with this. Okay, I'll go check it out. But yeah, just kind of based on what people are doing. That's kind of how I'll call a lot of coverage based on that. Like, for example, if someone comes out and trips tight end and they haven't run the RPO bubble yet, I'm probably going to run some type of man or some type of cover three. I may even control the safety out there. I'm not going to let the offense that I introduced to everybody beat me with an easy flat throw over and over again. And then after that play is run, I know I don't have to worry about it for 3 plays, right? Because of our play calling rules. And so, one I stole from Travis is, I'll double the tight end if I decide to run man versus the trips. I'll double the tight end. But as far as cover three goes, I mean, cover three hard flat especially. And if you don't know what I'm saying by hard flat, there's a lot of people I don't think that really know all the little pre-snap nuances that they should know. And so let's kind of touch on those real fast. Not going to take long on this, but we'll do it real fast. And so before the ball snapped, you hit Y. See over here on the right, you can hit down, underneath, hit up, over top. If you're in man, you can shade inside or outside. You can give cushion. You can show blitz. You can baseline. You can do all of those things that you want to do. And so, yeah, those little pre-snap adjustments are very, very important, because when I'm saying cover three hard flat, you don't have to pick the cover three hard flat play. You can make any cover three a hard flat coverage. And then some other things I'll do, you can come in here and adjust your zone depth. That's all dependent on who you're playing, how they're playing, and down and distance. And then we had Noah text in. And so, Noah, as far as what you sent in, I mean, look, you can personnel match, sure. It's not really about personnel matching, though, right? It's more about what play are they going to run matching. Like, what are they trying to do on this play? And so as the field shrinks, and let's say I'm playing somebody in there right here, and they come out and gun. I'm not going to come, and they come out, let's say they come out in 4 wide receivers, 1 running back. I don't care. I'm probably going to come out in base because they want to run the ball, right? Cover 3, especially down here by the goal line, is really good for that. It kind of covers everything. It takes a while for things to get open. It can also look like man-to-man, which can make somebody hold the ball for a little bit longer. And so, yeah, just, that's not really a very specific cover 3 question, which is what we're going over today. But, yeah, it's not really, personnel matching as much as it is you just want to kind of stop what they're doing, if that makes sense to you. One thing I do want to do is, and this is just going to be a very, very, very basic, not too in-depth. Most people may have an idea of this, but so against cover 3, like, I read that flat defender. If he drops deep like that, I'm throwing a very fast out, or very fast flat route, to, and I don't understand what's going on, but I'm going to throw that flat route right there and get 5 yards. There's a stigma against getting 5 yards of play. I don't understand why people don't like doing it, but I love doing it. And then let's say that wasn't open, then that's my next read, more than likely, versus a sky coverage, versus a coverage where that flat defender, as you can see, he's dropping. Now, use that on the flip side too. You know that that's where the weakness is, and so you can hard flat it. Now, problem is if you hard flat it, Debo here is running a deep out. Now that defender is going to be out of the way now because he's covering that tight end short. That deep out's going to be open. So you can, with your user backer, cover that deep out. But then that's going to leave the deep in on the backside open. That's going to leave the check down open. Every zone defense has holes in it. There is not a universally great coverage except for man-to-man with really good corners. That and a great pass rush. That is the best coverage in real life. It's the best coverage everywhere. It's about minimizing the offense's ability to get big yardage. And so, like I said, on first down, I want to hold you to 3 yards. That leaves you in 2nd and 7. On second down, my goal is typically to force an incompletion, or to get you into like that 3rd and 4 range to tempt you to run it one more time. But I'm going to try my best to get you in 3rd down every single series, and then I'm going to get a stop, right? So that is cover 3.